And I'm telling you, according to my calculations, that according to what you're seeing here on the board is why my 6,500 deals spread over $2 billion is the singular best strategy in all of real estate. Interpretation. It's not this complicated. There are 6 things that you should care about when selecting the best strategy in real estate. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what that is, where you make the most money while creating the most impact.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go!
I bet I know why you're here today, because we're talking about this. What is the singular best all-time real estate strategy ever on the planet? Well, it's not as simple as just asking which one makes the most money, because the one that makes the most money might require the most time, or the one that makes the most money might carry the highest risk, or the one that makes the most money might be the hardest one to do. So there's got to be some method behind the madness of answering this question. And today, I'm going to give you the answer, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get there. Tony Robbins says that you're one person away from lifetimes of income. And when I was a failed college kid and I found out I was too dumb to become a doctor, I started looking outside the box for who could help me achieve financial success. And there were 3 people that I met that year. And some of them had made over $10 million in the game of real estate investing. And all of a sudden, I caught the bug, I had the fever. I knew that's how I wanted to build wealth. But the problem came when I asked them to agree on the best strategy. Like, what kind of real estate was I gonna do? Was I gonna flip property? Was I gonna do multifamily property? Was I gonna specialize in duplexes? Was it gonna be commercial real estate? Like, what was I actually going to do? There was no consensus. None of them could agree. And there was a reason why. Turns out there's got to be a fair way to judge between all strategies, which is best. 90% of all millionaires, they made it in real estate. But some real estate investments are easier to replicate and grow than others. There are 6 key criteria that I invented when actually selecting what I've now come to believe is the singular best strategy in real estate. A strategy, by the way, which I've been able to prove over 6,500 times, spread over $2 billion in transactions. Even though I couldn't get any of my mentors to agree on a singular strategy, I came up with the 6 criteria, and they all agreed this, that if I could find a strategy that would meet all 6 of these criteria, then I would in fact be engaging in the singular best real estate strategy of all time. When determining which real estate strategy is best, I was very concerned with time, because back then I was a full-time college kid and I had a full-time job. So I didn't have a lot of time to put into real estate. I was looking for a strategy that wouldn't take a lot of my time. Successful and sustainable real estate investing requires that you learn how to reduce the time that you expend while at the same time increasing your profits. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a ton of strategies out there that take loads of time, like flipping properties. Flipping properties is like a full-time job in the game of real estate. Driving to Home Depot, we're going to load up on the tile and the tile slots. Then we're going to spend all night cutting tile and laying it in there. Then got to fix up this thing and manage someone doing that thing. And all of a sudden, woo, 4 months later, we fix up this house, we're ready to sell it. Man, I might sell that thing and have earned less than minimum wage. Plus, it ate up my number 1 resource, time. Can you and I both agree that the strategy that takes the least time is going to be part of solving for the best strategy? If you agree with that, you're going to love number 2 right here. Comes down to effort. In other words, do you want it to be hard or do you want it to be easy? Are you engaged in actual productivity or mere activity? Just because a person exerts energy doesn't mean that he or she is producing real value. And one of the things I love to tell people, never mistake movement for achievement, because they are not the same thing. And when it comes to selecting the best strategy in all of real estate, guess what? I don't want the hard one. I want the easy one. Similarly, look at number 3 here, risk. Do you want it to have a lot of risk or the least risk? In the best strategy, some real estate strategies carry far more risk than others. You're looking for the strategy with the least risk while producing the greatest profit. And I'm going to tell you right now, that means that I've got to pick a strategy that is going to work all of the time, not some of the time, or maybe 1 in every 10 homes goes boom and blows up my entire financial world. I can't have that happen. So for me, I value minimizing that risk as much as possible. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? The 4th criteria, I'm looking for something that creates value through service. Like, there's kinds of real estate where you're not really creating a lot of service, and there's other kinds where you're making a meaningful impact. Those who serve the most earn the most. Exploiters may enjoy wealth, but they don't enjoy peace of mind and self-respect. And their wealth is almost always short-lived. If in fact you want to produce something sustainable, you've got to create great value for other people. So when it comes to selecting the best real estate strategy, guess what? I'm looking for the one that creates tons of value for whoever's involved. Here's an important one to talk about. It's called volatility. Like, you know that the market goes up and what comes up must go down. And you know what? There's a lot of real estate strategies. In fact, most of them, they work well when the market goes up, but they no longer work. In fact, they hurt you when the market goes down. Depending on appreciation is speculative investing. In other words, gambling. However, it is possible to secure almost full immunity from market fluctuations by profiting from things that you can control. And I'm going to tell you right now that there is a real estate strategy that when the market goes up, I make money. When the market goes down, I make even more money. And I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but that's why it's one of my criteria, because the last thing that I want is for the stock market or a recession to blow up my real estate game plan, because the goal is to become financially free in a short period of time, and it means that your strategy has to be independent of the economy. You see what I'm holding right here? This is 10 stacks of $10,000. So this is $100,000. This is the amount of money that I really like to make when I buy a single family home. And this really comes down to the sixth and final criteria when finding the best strategy. It's called profitability. Don't just seek the highest immediate returns, look for the best returns when considering all other factors that we've talked about today. And I'm going to tell you right now that there is a singular best strategy in all of real estate, and you've waited patiently, and now I'm going to tell you what it is. Listen to this formula. The best strategy is buying single family homes below the median in the best markets on a short-term buy and hold. And in this book, I teach you the entire strategy, and this book is something I'm giving you for free. As in, all you need to do is cover the shipping and handling. I will send this to you, and by the time you've read it, you're going to know the most powerful financial information of the real estate world. This is the strategy that I've done $2 billion worth of real estate on. This power that comes through this system has set so many people financially free, and it absolutely can create that for you and your family as well. The reason why I wrote this book is because I got tired of answering the question, Kris, how did you become financially free at the age of 26? How have you been financially free for the last 15 years? How have you grown so much wealth? Well, in this book, I'm going to reveal it all. And you can't get this information out of any other book, because no one's written a book like this and based on this strategy, based on my track record. And so I want to give it to you as a gift. Click the link below, get your copy, and by the time you've read it, I promise you something. In fact, I'll even guarantee it. You will understand the strategy, and it'll give you a game plan on exactly how you implement it. Grab your copy right now. You know, before I transacted thousands of properties, all it took was 25 homes following this system to create a six-figure residual income that set me entirely free. If you want to know how I house hacked with less than $5,000 to increase my net worth to over $1 million, watch this video and let me show you exactly how I did it.